Hello, awesome YouTubers. I'm here with the crew again today. I got a bit kind of bored of the crew because they seem to be all idiots and not answering to anybody's hearts and desires, and they're just like, oh, second season pass, have that right up there. And it's like, no, stop it, listen to us. They still haven't sorted it out, and they still haven't made it easy to connect with a friend because you need to connect her on the server. But enough of the rant over. But I was gonna sure there's a little clue there before it fades away, but yes, I'm going to teach you how to do donuts. The crew's really hard to drift and do donuts in. You need very specific cars to do donuts and drifts in. Not all cars do it. The easiest, with all assists on, is dirt spec cars, and I mean, it's not the easiest game to drift on. The easiest is Need for Speed Most Wanted, the remake, not the original, the remake, 2012 version. That would drift, if you put drift tyres on the cars, I mean, even without, you could drift. Them Spile car parks, I could go completely up like Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, whilst in like the Crew the Run, I couldn't. So I'm going to show you in the LaFerrari. Now, one of the easiest, now people, well, how do I put it? The ice is a really good way to loosen your car's back end a bit. But it's very hard to control. The crew seem to have the physics of like this is what they call that. It just kind of J turns. It's all the car wants to do is do a J turn. So it's really a bit disappointing, and it's a massive pain because the AI can somehow bomb it around the hairpins when you physically can't because your back end's coming out. So a tip as well, if there's any ice races you need to do in performance vehicles, put all assists on. They're already default. All assists on are, well, in assists, all assists, if I show you, it's just steering assist and traction control in a way. They're automatically on all driving help. Now, if I show you now what that's like, the only real difference you can notice, you can when you're doing handbrake turns and you're loosening the back end a bit, it's easier to lose control on the lower difficulties with assists off, in other words. Because I mean, if I show you now, as you see, what I did previously was on hardcore. Now let's see if we can do it on, you see what I mean? You got much more grip because the car's wanting to take up the whole length of the road rather than half of it. And then the medium one for people is sport. I've used sport a bit. I mean, it's just, it takes a bit of getting used to, really. As you can see there, don't need as much of the space again. So tip is, if you want to get drifting, set your mode to hardcore. Now, unless you're used to doing hardcore, I wouldn't advise doing races on it, because since the map has been badly done, what I mean by badly done, I mean by the fact that there's hidden bumps in the maps. Even some of the car parks aren't smooth, they're like as rough as something you find on a mountain, and it's really unpredictable. So, and especially if you go over a curb, you probably won't be able to control it, because the problem is with every car game is, in real life you feel the car go before you see it and hear it, and that's key, because if you don't, how do I put it, if you don't feel it and you just see it spinning, by that time it's normally too late to counteract. Trade. Alright, so let's try and get into it then. There, I think. No, come on. There we go. The funny little donut in the crew. I mean, in Need for Speed Most Wanted, these wouldn't really be classed as donuts. These would be just classed as going round drifting around in circles. But the tip is, you can get a perfect donut going, but semi-perfect. Something like this. It's kind of the best you can do in the crew, sadly. If any of you guys can show better drifting videos in the crew before anyone starts asking, don't be going on dirt or something and going on a game it's so much easier to drift. But yeah, it's kind of the best thing you can do. Take all your steering assists off onto hardcore, and then go somewhere like a car park. Don't go on the ice, because the ice you tend to not have any control. Go somewhere like a car park, like this. In fact, it's Salt Lake City Station, and do a series of accelerating hard and pretty much doing U-turns. I think something like that. So if I show you now on ice, not very brilliant. If we go where, let's try to go somewhere big where the ice is. Somewhere with a lot of space. Let's just try here. Probably end up gonna cause havoc everywhere, but oh, I don't know. A better donut. Actually, it's easy to pull off donuts here, but yeah, it's a lot easier to pull them off on the ice. But just for a tip, you're gonna have to be going a lot slower. If you try do drifts and stuff on the ice going fast, you tend to lose control on hardcore. And do a series of that. Straighten up the wheel a bit, because straighten it up, straighten it up, straighten it up like that. That's sort of a rhythm once you get going. Because if you don't, you end up doing that. It ends up going like that. Because the game has a lovely habit of wanting to keep you going forward, pretty much. And yeah, pick a powerful car. I'm obviously in the LaFerrari here. I'll pick a powerful car, but thank you all for watching. Hope this tip comes in handy. I want to see anyone do some really cool drifting videos if you can. Because I mean, it'd be good if you can. The only problem is if you want to do more precise drifting, which I haven't taught myself yet, because I've only started to do drifting because I've got really bored on the crew whenever I go on now. But do a series when you want to do more technical drifts. Do a series, say a combination of turning, straightening up, turning, handbrake on, handbrake off, braking with your foot a bit like that, or just easing off the accelerator. And if you do a random series of that, I'm sure you can get some proper cool drifting done. Maybe I'll try to do a drifting montage if I get good enough. But thank you for watching, hope you liked the tip, and I'll see you around in my next video.